All right, so this is the what we call this side, the passenger side front quarter, where the fender is. This is just I put some primer on just so I can see where the pinholes are, because what I've found in this section of the car, the metal's so thin that I get so much blow through that I get lots of little pinholes. So I just hit it with some primer so they're a little more obvious, and then I hit it also with a little Sharpie just to sort of point where they are. And I also flashed the light behind it again just to see if what light comes through. So this is just an exercise in putting some little spot welds on there to fill in those holes, and there's a lot of them. Yeah, part of absolute disclosure is to show all of the work. So there it all is. There's probably, I don't know, maybe 20 or so little pinholes I filled in. So again, it's weld and grind and weld and grind and weld and grind. So this goes on for the better part of an hour, but I'll give you guys the Coles Notes version as we progress through this 10-minute video. All right, with that side kind of buttoned up, ready for a little bit of spot filler just to sort of fill in the scratches and things. Just working my way down the side of the car now, getting these little sections filled in. I found a really cool technique on YouTube on how to fill these gaps here. And rather than drill them out and put a little piece of metal in, what you do is you take a TIG welding rod and you weld it into the hole, and it actually fills in a perfect amount. You can sort of hand place it there, fill the remaining area with weld, and then you just sort of either grind it or cut it off. It's actually a pretty cool technique. So I use it a couple times here, and I'll probably use it on other parts of the car where there's little pinholes and things I need to fill in. Not pinholes, holes bigger than about maybe a quarter inch or so. Hey guys, welcome to episode number 23. I got a little bit of stuff done this week. Unfortunately, or fortunately I guess, today's Father's Day, so I got to cut things a bit short, but I did get a few really good surprises for today's episode. So Bill took it upon himself to take all of his original chrome bumpers and restore them the best he could. I mean, they turned out pretty good. There's a couple little pitted areas here, but for the most part, they're in pretty good shape. This car is not going to be a concourse car by any stretch, so I think it's kind of neat to have a couple little character flaws on the car like that, be that they're original bumpers. I mean, they're 50 years old. I mean, they're pretty good shape given their age. These guys are the bumperettes, or whatever you want to call them. We just painted the inside silver, so it looks like they're nice and clean, and that, and they are clean. He wire wheeled the whole works, but no, they turned out really sharp. And same with the bumper supports. These things are almost like an absolute joke when you look at today's bumpers and all the crash stuff that's part of cars. This is it, 2mm steel sandwiched together. It's kind of crazy when you think about it. But anyways, that's all got done, which is awesome. Bill's got the seats at home that we took apart a couple episodes ago, and he's slowly restoring those. He's going to power wash them and then see where exactly they need some of the repairs. I kind of glazed over it pretty quick, but yeah, they're not in bad shape. We still got to have a donor chair or a donor seat for a couple of the spring pieces that we can't really repair. Again, down here, I did that little technique where you take a welding rod and you weld it in to fill the gap. Actually works really good. I saw that on YouTube someplace. Again, University of YouTube, everyone. Those two holes are now filled up. They're good to go. This up here, actually, as I was going along, I found about 6 little holes down in here. 5 or 6 little holes that were, once I sanded down the paint, they were about the size of a pencil head, like really small, maybe a millimeter and a half kind of thing. So I welded those up. And a little bit of filler here, just really small skim coat, just to take out the imperfections. What I was finding is as I'm grinding here, the metal is so thin that as I'm grinding, I'm actually blowing holes easily with the welder through it. So what I'm doing is the best I can anyways, is grinding off the heads of the welds and then sort of doing a little sanding to sort of blend the two. But the metal there is just so darn thin. So anyways, it turned out pretty good. This is me like an idiot. I touched the paint when it was wet, so right down here. But other than that, it turned out pretty nice. So again, it's the filler in there is probably, I don't know, 10,000. Like there's nothing to it. Basically, it was covering in some scratches and some little deep imperfections from the 36 grit grinding wheel. But the big news of the day, the big news of the week actually, is this little guy showed up. Hang on, drum roll please. We got the motor. So we got our 1835cc. It's 120 horsepower. The way it's set up. The heads have been ported to get about another 5 horsepower out of it, so we're about 125-ish horsepower. It's only got 100 hours on it, if that, maybe 100 miles, I think he said. I know the guy who rebuilt it. I know the car it came out of, and I'll include some video. I've included some video of the car it came out of with it running. So. Came out of a beautiful 57, just gorgeous. So anyways, that's the motor. We have a couple little things to do with it before we can stick it up to the transmission. I have to get a throw bearing for it, and then we'll hook it up to the car, and then that way we can get it off the floor and cover it up, whatever else. And we may even do just maybe start it up, see if we can hook up the electrics, get a battery onto it, and just temporarily run the thing and see how it works, and whatever, what the hell, might as well. Yeah, thanks for tuning in, guys. And if you're a dad, have a good Father's Day. If you're a kid, wish your dad a happy Father's Day if he's still with us. And we'll see you on Wednesday, hopefully. Okay, take care, guys.